Hey Seeker, we're going live for the month of August with an all signs reading that will include the 13th signs, Ophiuchus. Um, Feel free to watch for your sun, moon, and rising. Did I say it's for the month of August? Sure I did. If not, it's for the month of August. Uh, watch your different placements to get a wholesome experience. Um, Hope you're doing well. Really, really glad to have you join me. I don't know if you're watching this live or the recording, but I'm grateful for your presence and for your trust. If you're new, my name is Morgainne. I'll be working with the Golden Universal Tarot today. They're gorgeous. They're like the Rider Waite, but with a golden oomph to them. Okay, have some sage burning here for the mood. Happy birthday, Leos. All my beautiful Leo seekers out there. And to early Virgos who celebrate at the end of August. Okay, I'm going to start with Leo because it's your birthday. And I'm going to go through everyone until Cancer, and then I'm going to finish up with Ophiuchus. Okay? If you're watching the recording and you're feeling inclined to timestamp for the sake of everyone watching, that'd be marvelous. Thank you. First, I'll clear the deck from its past influences and readings. You can take a deep breath with me. Breathing is the easiest, simplest way of regenerating life force, chi, and you do it with intent and with focus. It's the easiest meditation that you can do all the time, that you already do all the time, so we may as well put intention into it. Okay. Leos, we're ready. A reading for Leo, message for Leo for the month of August, please, for this coming month. Leo. First card out, Four of Cups. Let's pull a couple more. For Leo. Judgment. And Eight of Swords. Okay. There's something and this is with the help of Venus and Jupiter transiting Cancer in your 12th house of subconscious and relationship with your oversoul and with God. So it is making you this month profoundly aware of something to do with your approach to life and approach to yourself that has been keeping you stuck and stagnant and somewhat imprisoned in a perspective that is really not serving you anymore. Even if you thought you did all the work and that you were conscientious to your subconscious residue and processes, this will kind of catch you by surprise. It's gonna be like, I didn't even, it's something that you didn't know you didn't know. right? Something that you didn't know was missing. So it's really gonna be like, whoa, I didn't even know that I was carrying this perspective inside of me, and it's really not a helpful one. It's not a helpful perspective. Whatever it is, could be a childhood trauma, and your voice of your parents that you conflate to be your own inner voice that you realize is not. Um, it's also making you aware of something tangible in your life. Could be a relationship, a situation of any sort that you've been entangled in that you perceived to be fulfilling something, emotional fulfillment, spiritual fulfillment, whatever. But you're now realizing that because of the perspective of fulfillment, you stayed loyal to it or present in it, and it has been bringing you down and bringing your perception of self into a negative place. So something that you thought was filling your cups, you're realizing that was actually emptying your cups. And you're going to come to that realization because something else suddenly is going to fill your cup. And you're going to be like, oh, that's how it feels to be loved, to be appreciated, to be respected, to feel in alignment with a belief system. Again, it can play out in different ways. And it's going to really free you. The thing is, your mind is on when it comes to this, it's on auto and habitual mode to do this. You're used to thinking this way, you're used to operating from that perspective or place. Um, so it's going to take practice, deliberate practice to overcome it, to think differently, to rewire, to retrain your mind to be in alignment with the spiritual realization. You're also going to become acquainted with a talent, a skill, a gift of some sort that you have, that from a place of insecurity or imposed humility, uh, you've kind of shunned or didn't look at, weren't aware of, disowned, whatever the case may be. It will be different for different ones. Um, I get that you guys want me to talk about 8-8 Lionsgate. Maybe I'll make a video for it. I need to feel out the energies truly to make sure that there is actually an energetic portal opening on that day. Um, I am not a meme Torochi, I'm sorry. So if I feel something like an actual current related to that date as a portal, whatever the case may be, I'll figure what that is and figure it out and I'll talk about it. But otherwise, I'll make a video about it or something. But otherwise, I'm not playing along for the sake of playing along. I'm sorry, but I'm sure there's a lot of content creators out there who will for sure do something for this time. Um, okay. Is there anything else that Leo needs to hear for this coming month about this reading that I've left out or was not aware of? Hi, Patty. Welcome. How are you? Thank you so much for joining the live. Um, I see you're a top fan. That's interesting. It's new to the chat, to the live, so I'm gonna sorry, I'm reading the explanation of this. Okay, I'm not sure what the explanation is, but it says that you're a top fan, so thank you. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Uh, Yeah, you didn't know either. Cool. Well, there you go. So says the god of YouTube. Anyway, I appreciate you. Okay, anything for Leo that still needs to be said? Anything for Leo that still needs to be said? Oh, I'm getting it from the existing cards. That's so interesting. So the Four of Cups here has something in common with the other cards. So here you have this cloud, right? That seems like a very natural continuance of the painting, of the drawing. And then here with the Eight of Swords, you have the tree and the leaves, right? I don't know why. It actually brings up to me a parable by Jesus, Yoshua, I like to call him, about the fig tree. He cursed the fig tree from ever bearing fruit because when he came to that fig tree hungry, there was no fruit there. And then he was asked, but why curse a fig tree? That's like, why do something like that? That doesn't seem very befitting to the Christ consciousness, right? And he said, well, even though it might not be in season, a tree can't always bear fruit. The leaves are already there. And what are leaves? Leaves are a sign that the fruit should also be there. When we have leaves, there's also should be on a tree at least the appearance of the beginning of fruition of fruit. But this tree only has the leaves, the perception of fruit, without actual nourishment, without the actual fruit. So this kind of ties up, Leo, to maybe you've been a part of something, a relationship, an organization, a belief system, etc., that gave the appearance of bearing fruit, of giving nutrition, of being of essence, of value, of merit, of fullness and wholenessness from the inside. It gave the exterior appearance. There was the exoteric, performative element to it, but there wasn't the esoteric and essence aspect to it. And you're now beginning to recognize that something may have been just a shell, and you're coming to terms with it, to a realization of that. And at least for the month of August, I'm seeing you still entwined in that, sitting next to that fruitless, figless fig tree that has leaves and appearance. And you're trying to convince yourself that, well, it should have fruit. Here's the leaves. So you convince yourself that you must sit at that tree. But you end up being tied to it with no real essence, just pain and overthinking, because you think, okay, surface level, the mind is like, oh, here they're gonna be fruit. But then when you try to actually feel nourished and fulfilled, it's not there. You feel empty. And you're coming to terms with that. And maybe this parable helps you understand the situation better and kind of make sense or make spirit of whatever this is. Okay, so good luck with that. Whew, it's not simple. All right. Next we have Virgo. Hi, Virgo. How are you doing? Virgos, you guys always are like some of my number one views on my videos. Like the Virgo readings tend to have the most views. So thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if I'm if speaking of gratitude, I'll take a moment to also say thank you to my patrons. Sorry, I'm used to saying the word patrons. Channel members. Thank you for your channel membership and for supporting my work monetarily. You help me do this, and you help the collective receive the messages that they want to receive or need to receive through me, at the very least. So thank you. Okay. Virgo for August. Garanji, yes, I'm sure I completely mispronounced your name and I apologize. Hi, you're glowing. Always wait for your readings. Oh, thank you. You're glowing too. Oh, I think I understand what this royalty crown that I have next to your names. I think it goes by who's the first person to comment in the chat. And then they get crown number one, and then the second gets crown number two. When it comes to top fans. So Patty, you were the first. That's why you get the first crown. And Garanji, you were the second to comment. So that's why you're getting the second crown. Interesting. Okay. YouTube's rolling out cute, fun stuff. Why not? Why not? It's nice. Okay. Virgo. Virgo. You'll take a crown. Well, you got it. You already received it. You don't need to take it. You received it. You already received it. Virgo, what's up? Acting mysterious. I'm getting very scorpionic energy from Virgos. That's very interesting. Very private investigator / spy vibe. That, combining Virgo and Scorpio. You're a Scorpio? Oh, very cool. Yeah, but this is for Virgos. I'm just getting a scorpionic vibe to them. Virgo. What's with all the secrecy? And you're a Virgo? My two chatty seekers are a Virgo and a Scorpio, and I'm tapping into a Virgo scorpionic vibe. How very not surprising. How very expected from the tarot. I'm waiting for the cards. I'm not just chattering. I'm waiting for the cards to come out. Come on. Virgo. You want to whisper it in my ear? I'm going to say it to them anyway. So you may as well speak through the cards. First card out, 7 of Wands. Virgo for August. 2 more cards. Oy vey. 5 of Pentacles. And 1 more for Virgo. 2 of Swords. Okay. I can't lie about it even if I want to. Like, the imagery is so in your face. Okay. Virgo, there is something you're just not a part of. It's not resonating with you. It's not in alignment with you. It's not working for you. It's not helping you. It's not good for you. It's depleting. It's distracting. and you are very stubborn in insisting on trying to make it work and ignoring. It's not, at this point, it's not red flags, it's like red banners and blunt, like it's just, I don't, Virgo is a sign of reality. Usually you guys are very realistic and you can see through things. You understand things as they are, even when they don't present themselves as they are. But this thing presents itself as it is. Like it's not even trying to hide. Um, it's not even trying to hide itself. This person, situation is not trying to pretend even to prioritize you or to care about you. Um, you're not prioritized by the situation. You're not cared for by this place, situation, person. It's causing you a lot of pain, and you're fighting for it. And I don't know why. It's something to do with your subconscious that is holding on to something from childhood, a pain of some sort that you're trying to vicariously heal through holding on to this situation. Or so your psyche says. You might not even be aware that that's the reason. Um, and I recommend letting go before you're forced to let go, or before someone just drops you. You know, if you're expecting someone to hold you and protect you and save you and, you know, be there for you, they're not. They're not. They're not. You're alone in this. This is very hard for me to say. I'm so sorry. I'm a Virgo rising myself, so it's like I'm like, oh, what, who, why, what am I missing? I guess I'll find out. Hopefully not. Hopefully this doesn't include me and it applies to my seekers, because that's usually what I focus on asking, so that it doesn't include me but focuses on my seekers. But it's like, any more information or understanding for this, please? Although I do see two individuals in the Five of Pentacles here. Sorry, I take it back. You're not alone in this. The two of you are alone in this. Okay. So you might be experiencing this with another person. Well, at least you're not alone in this. Um, Three of Wands and the Strength. Okay. Okay. There's a direction, a clear direction to head towards from this, and there is support. If it's not a really close friend, then it's a spiritual close friend. Could be an ancestor, could be a spirit animal, familiar, maybe even a living pet, or just a friend, an ally. You have someone there with you. I'm not sure if they're in the flesh or not. For some, yes. For some, no. Um, but this is, interestingly enough, it's not guided by your mind and by your ego. Your mind and ego are not. They're like, nope. They're like they've dug their heels and they're trying to make this work, right? But your higher heart and um, oversoul are very much in cahoot and making this kind of happen so that you could get in the direction you need to get to, Virgo. You've been insisting on something and insisting and insisting and insisting. Sorry, simple, poignant reading. You're gonna go in the right direction for yourself, Virgo, this month. It might not start in a pleasant way, but the direction is positive. So, okay. Libra. Did we really just only do 2 signs and we're already 25 minutes in? I'm gonna try to speed this up. Yes, some subconscious patterns already letting go. This was so accurate. Okay, good. I'm glad at least it was accurate. Libra, and I'm sending you merit and well wishes. Okay, Libra. I need to use a different deck. Interesting. Okay. Which deck am I using for Libra? Aha. Gorgeous, Libra. I'm going to work with the Tarot of the Divine. You're going to see their imagery, which is gorgeous. Is this light helpful or not? Yeah. Okay. Just don't know how to. Yeah, this looks warmer. I like this tone better. Okay. Libra for this coming month. Gosh, I feel like I need to sage everything. Libra, maybe you need to sage everything. You know, you have the South Node transiting your 12th house, kind of clearing out karma and residue. Maybe you want to help it by also clearing your space energetically to do some cleansing in your environment. Maybe clear if you have tarot cards, other divination tools, a sacred altar, whatever the case may be. Maybe, but it's also physical cleaning. You know, you can clean your porch or your home, do some deep cleaning, get to the places you haven't gone to in a while. And this can be symbolic to your psyche, but also to the corners of your rooms. Okay. Libra, what's going on with you for this coming month, please? Okay. Ah, first card out, the World. Gorgeous. Look at them. That's beautiful. Seven of Cups. Oof. Dreamy. One more for Libra. And the Moon. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of energy coming through for this one. You're very open, intuitively and energetically. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to process this and then verbalize. You might have a long distance relationship of some sort, or you've been distant from someone that you're close to emotionally. You've been far away from each other, but you're still together. Um, there's someone, this special person, maybe your person, you've had an incredible karmic cycles. I'm hearing in plural. Journeys, different kind. So you've been serving as different roles for each other, maybe throughout different lifetimes. Maybe in this lifetime you've been different types of. Maybe you've been co-workers, and then you've been friends, and then you've been lovers, and it's kind of went back and forth. You know what I mean? And like, but for some of you, I'm picking up strongly that you've been as like a soul team. You've been playing different roles for each other, right? And now it has reached its completion of what you were supposed to do for one another. And now you get to just enjoy the incredible bond that was soul bond that was formed throughout this entire um, throughout these journeys together. Now, currently, there's a gap of some sort. I don't know if you're geographically in different places or not together for whatever reason. Um, but this is like kind of confirmation to say the feeling is mutual. Um, they feel for you the same, you feel the same way you feel for them. Um, you're both on one hand confused and overwhelmed by this, but also have this intuitive, strong understanding that you know each other, right? And what it is that you are for one another. Um, there's a bridge to cross and some fog to dissipate in order for this to play out the way it wants to play out this time. Um, I see it still being a process. And I think November, Scorpio season, might bring that entire situation, might come together, um, and have a lot more clarity. And you'll be operating from a place of free choice and dharma as opposed to karma. You'll be able to choose what you are for each other, kind of thing. So that's beautiful. I'm just going to leave it at that. I really love receiving messages like this. Okay, and Libras, if you relate, let us know how this, how it's playing out for you. Okay. Next is Scorpio. Scorpio for August, please. Okay, first card out is Justice. The Devil. Okay. One more. Ooh, sorry. Knight of Pentacles. Couldn't help it. I apologize. What the camera is like like is opposite, so it's driving me crazy. It's not like a mirror. I don't see myself like you look at yourself in the mirror. It's opposite. So it's like, see? Like I don't know where I want to. Yeah. I don't know where I want to move to. Okay, Justice, the Devil, Knight of Pentacles. I see a face-off. Almost like they're facing each other in a ring, in a courtroom or something. And it's like, and someone has to be the mediator or the translator. Translator? Okay. So face off with someone that you don't really understand their language. Like you're speaking different cultures, different languages, different understanding of the world. Nothing creates more issues and more problems and more suffering and more pain than the narcissistic notion that everyone wants the same things. Everyone wants what we want. Deep, deep, deep down inside, everybody wants the same thing. No, no, honey bunny. It shows an incredible level of privilege and detachment from the reality of the world. There are societies that are still entrenched deep, deep, deep in darkness, in human rights violations and slavery and no human rights, like where it's embedded in the law. Like, so, and also there are all kinds of belief systems and all kinds of gods who promise all kinds of different things. And people are very attached to their gods and to what their gods promise them if they only do this, this, and that. So, Scorpio, are we doing? Yeah. You have a face-off with someone who speaks a different language. They're playing on a different playing field. If you approach them from your perspective and understanding of right versus wrong, you will lose. You need to understand their language. It doesn't mean you need to believe in what they believe or agree with what they're saying or doing. It means that you need to understand the way they think. I think it was Bruce Lee who said, no, it was Lao Tzu. Maybe Bruce Lee quoted him. Anyway, a philosopher from the East said that in 1,000 battles, if you know thyself and not know thy enemy, maybe you'll win half. If you know thy enemy and you do not know thyself, maybe you'll win half. If you don't know thyself and you don't know thy enemy, you will lose them all. If you know thyself and you know thy enemy, you will win them all. Okay. You're dealing with something or someone that you're possibly projecting your own perspective and understanding of the world. And then you assume based on that this is what they'll do, this is what they'll say, this is what they'll conclude with. Different set of values, different set of understanding the world. And you need a translator. Now that translator can be Google. That translator can be someone who's familiar with their culture or belief system that can give you better insight and context to their actions. Otherwise, you're out of your depth. So this is an advice on how to approach the situation if you don't want to lose. It's as simple as that. Right? If you'll ask someone that you do not believe in child marriage, you know that it's abusive to the child. But if you'll ask someone, hey, have you been abusing your child? And you won't specify the ways you perceive abuse to be. Just a really dramatic example to convey the idea. And then they'll be like, of course not. I love my child, but in their culture, in their religion, in their society, child marriage is not just customary, but also legitimate. because maybe someone they follow did that. Someone they believe in did that. That gives them like the legitimacy to do that. They're not going to say, of course, they're not going to say that they've abused their child. They're going to have this righteous indignation and say that they've done the best for their child by marrying, in their mind, they're thinking, well, I married her off to someone wealthy in his 50s. So that's amazing. I did good with my child, I'm giving you a really triggering, dramatic example that is very real, by the way, in the world, so that you understand that you can't reach an understanding of a situation, a true objective understanding of a situation, if you impose your way of life that you take for granted, but was actually taught to you by your society and your school system, if you impose it on everyone you're dealing with. That's ridiculous. And I'm purposefully calling it ridiculous so that it will become like an emotional reaction for you, so that you'll become more aware of it, because no one wants to be ridiculous. So it will make you more vigilant with like being aware to that possibility. Comprende? Why am I okay, there we go. Left side. Good luck. Good luck, honey bunnies. Wow, interesting readings. If you're new to my channel or to my work, did you think I'd be cute and fluffy just because I have a little butterfly? Butterflies have incredible capacity and an ability to tolerate extreme pain. I mean, the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and melts down to its molecular structure in order to be reformed as a butterfly. It doesn't just go in and grow wings. It completely melts down into a goo of molecules and then gets reshaped. It is a highly painful, excruciating process. You want to shift? You gotta be able to deal with the complexities of this world, light and shadow. And you certainly can't heal anybody by ignoring the realities of the world, by ignoring the types of pains that people deal with. Okay, this was Sagittarius, even though I didn't shuffle, but we just got 3 cards and I was thinking next to Sagittarius. So this is Sagittarius. Hi, Saggy. The Hangman, the 8 of Pentacles, and 5 of Cups. Okay. The word sacrifice comes to mind. You've been enduring something. You can apply that principle. Good, Patty. I'm glad to hear. So, Saji, you've been feeling that you've been enduring something, putting in a lot of effort, a lot of hard work, a lot of investment into something that you feel is disappointing you or not aligning with your understanding of how it needs to be. And it's especially challenging given that you put in a lot of effort and work and, and blood, sweat, and tears. And it not soaring, whatever this is, cause you great sadness. The Hangman here is to say there needs to be a change in perspective in how you view this situation, in your understanding of right versus wrong. Michael, shalom from Canada. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome. So your understanding of right versus wrong, hence something that is done is causing you grief or grievances, disappointment, frustration. But maybe you're trying to fit yourself or to fit something else into something that isn't a match, right? Maybe you're trying to force something that is just not wanting to become that thing. Maybe because you're not, maybe because you don't fully belong in there, or maybe because that situation doesn't fully belong with you. However, it could be both. Um, because there's the smarter type of approach where, like, I've done so much, I've given so much, I've invested so much in this and that and you, and this is my reward. This is what I'm getting in turn. Well, why'd you do it for? Go back to the source, to the reason. Why'd you do this for? Why did you invest so much? Why did you work so hard? Why did you do all that? For this thing, for this person, for this situation? What would you get out of it? Because this is not about, you tell yourself it's about something you believe in. But what I'm getting from the cards, it's more so about you not getting what you want. Because there is the vibe, I'm so sorry, there is the vibe of tantrum, of like, I'm not getting what I want. And I'm not referring to things to do with your heart. I'm referring to things to do with your ego. What the heart wants is the sacred path to your soul expansion and your dharma. You want to listen to your heart even when it's uncomfortable. But when you're not getting what your ego wants, not when you're not getting what your heart wants, when you're not getting what your heart wants, you need to pursue your heart. Okay? But when you're not getting what your ego wants, that's a different story. Ego can be very much entrenched in our belief system. It's called spiritual ego. And that's the one that is the hardest to recognize, because it being spiritual ego, spirituality, maybe it's your spiritual belief, your religious belief. By default, it's easy to say, well, this is the right thing because this is from God, or this is from this sacred book, sacred text. Hence, it's not my ego that I'm insisting on. I'm insisting on what's right. Who wrote these texts? Humans. I don't care how amazing they are. They're human beings. There's no such thing as one ultimate objective truth. Unfortunately, it creates an incredible headache, but it is what it is. So even if your ego is not getting what it wants, and that ego want is in alignment with something very high and mighty, but still it's your ego wants to be correct about this high and mighty thing. And if something doesn't fall into place in that, it kind of begs the question, well, is what I believe in really true? I don't know. Who cares? Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Maybe it's partly true and partly not. Don't hold on to it. Holding on to beliefs like that causes a lot of suffering. It has caused a lot of suffering historically. Everything behind religious persecution of any people from a place of religion and belief came from, well, this God says so. And it says so in the scripture. Or maybe the person who wrote it in the scripture in the name of God had a personal beef with someone or a people at that time. And from then on, they decided to, create generation after generation after generation of vengeance by writing shit about them. Like, it's not always obvious. I consider myself also a Buddhist, and in Buddhist scripture, there's incredible level of misogyny. Every single story where there's someone that comes to tempt the monk and test them, right? It's always a woman assigned to be the temptress of the Puritan monk, male monk. It's never like a male monk tempter coming to test the pure nun. Never. What do you think that is? These beautiful scriptures with so much beauty and wisdom in them were written by men for the past 2,500 years. And everything there's a catch. You gotta. And then so people who follow it, with such devotion and deep faith, they cherish the scripture, and that it's every story after story, parable after parable. It's a dangerous woman. She's only divine and worthy if she's a goddess, right? If she's an actual immortal goddess, then she can be beautiful and wear jewelry and not referred to as the temptress, tempting slut. Okay, she exists in her own right, in her own divinity. But if she's a mortal, immediately she's a hoe. The Buddha, when Yasudhara, the woman, his wife that he abandoned, when she came and said, I want to be a nun too, he said no, because she was a woman. He existed in the 6th century BC. Loved Buddha, but he was also a misogynist, leading generation after generation after generation after generation of misogynists. Okay, so to make a long story short, Saggy, it's not coincidental that I'm saying this to Saggy. You guys rule religion, right? Jupiter is your ruler. Belief systems and stuff like that. You can get really, one of your shadow aspects is zealousy. They give it to Scorpio, but it actually belongs to Saggy. I love you guys so much. You're amazing, but it actually, zealousy belongs to you. And it never presents itself as zealousy. When a Scorpio is a zealot, oh, they're a zealot. Like they do all the things. You're more clever. You find yourself in, authoritative leadership positions where you say all the beautiful things, but then do other things behind the scenes. Presenting light, but enacting religious shadow. Not all of you, it's just every sign, don't flip. Every sign has a shadow. We're talking about you right now, and the reading brought it up, so it needs to be said. You know? So there's something of some sort of, I'm just gonna say it, Saji. I'm sorry. There's some spiritual narcissism coming through here. And you're upset that something is not going your way, that someone is not aligning with it's not helping you. Of course, it's not helping them, for sure, but it does not help you as well. It doesn't evolve you, it devolves you. Let that shit go. Let it go. And you'll be less sad. Hello, Crown by and Chrome by Lord. Hello, welcome. Crown number 3. Oh, didn't you already say hello? Oh no, that's someone different. All right, never mind. I have so many crowns here, it gets confusing. So much royalty in the room. Okay, Saggy, sorry for the rant. Someone there needed to hear it. You guys needed to hear it. Other signs need to hear that too so that they have the understanding of these principles. Capricorn. Am I still working with this deck or am I changing to a different deck for Capri? Let's continue with this one. Okay. Capri. Three of Swords. God, I love these cards. They're so dramatically beautiful. One more for Cappy for August. Actually, two more. Thank you. Knight of Wands and Ten of Pentacles. Three of Swords, Knight of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Ooh. Someone that has been feeling excluded from a family or ancestral or cultural dynamic, probably from a family. They felt betrayed, they felt ostracized, they felt excluded. Something about them is coming up this month. Either they themselves are visiting, coming, making an appearance. Oh, we started with Leo, so you didn't miss Taurus. We still have a way to go to Taurus. So they either are making an appearance themselves or something about the situation with them is coming through. I think they might want to, with some, it's to reconnect, to visit. With others, it's a very Aries, not Aries, Aries archetype of, being betrayed and scored and denied by a group, by the gods in her case. So she comes and puts the apple in the middle of a celebratory feast where everyone is there, and it's like this apple belongs to the most beautiful one in the room, and then the goddesses started fighting over it because every one of them believes that she's the prettiest, and it created a lot of mayhem. And basically, this person is coming with something to make this family group, whatever, show their true face, right? Because the apple and her putting the apple on the table saying this is for the fairest, that didn't create the existing vanity within the goddesses that had them go bonkers over it. If they weren't vain to begin with and obsessed with me, I'm the prettiest, there wouldn't be any issue. The apple would just sit there or someone would eat it, no one would care. But it worked because it was there. So you could say she came and created chaos, or you could say that she's an agent of chaos, or you can say she's an exposure. Exposed. She exposed the rot under the surface. It's unpleasant, but it generates healing. It exposes hypocrisy. It saves the next person from having to go through the same thing. Because now everybody knows that the goddesses are vain hoes. What? Sorry. Well, yeah. So there's a not a truth bomb, but a truth apple. Symbolic one. Cappy being suddenly laid on the table. What is it going to bring out? This person has kept quiet. They just kind of kept with their pain, to themselves. but something triggered it out, brought it up to out to the surface to, you know, and maybe, it could have a really positive effect of, the people involved or the individuals in the situation kind of like, recognizing the truth and making amends, and everybody's coming together. Or it can create an entire collapse. I guess it depends on the people involved, of course. But nonetheless, it's going to have a profound effect. It's very deep. Queen of Cups here. And it will create a breakdown of some sort with the Tower. Breakdown of illusion. The Tower collapsing is the collapse of the illusion, right? It's the collapse of the false structure. The Pisa Tower that was started on a crooked foundation, so it became really crooked. In order to rebuild it straight, you got to bring it down. So, oh well. Okay, Cappy, good luck. Okay. Aquarius. Oh my God, we're only halfway through. Okay, that's fine. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. Aquarius. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat or in the comments whenever you're watching this. I don't know. So Aquarius for the month of August. There's a full moon in your sign, Aqua. 16 point something degrees, Aquarius. The Emperor. So the Saturnian energy of Aqua is coming through. And then Four of Wands. Beautiful. Gorgeous. And the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, this is so happy. Okay, first of all, there's a celebration here. A really wonderful achievement that feels very fortunate and happy. This is something that was led, that was worked on, both energetically and materially. So both in a spiritual way and in a tangible way. You're very proud of this achievement. You're very proud of whatever this is you're celebrating. Very happy month for you, where something really positive is going to come through. I feel like a very fortunate, happy union that is celebrated. It could be a wedding. And there's this paternal influence here, like a father figure, a leader of a community of some sort. This could be you. This could be someone in your environment that might bestow good fortune on you. Maybe they have a really great gift for you. I see a father figure or a grandfather, some sort of masculine paternal figure bestowing a very fortunate gift and a blessing. This could be on a happy couple, right? Marriage is very strongly comes through here. So it doesn't have to be a father or grandfather. Maybe it's a husband. Maybe you're gifting or receiving a gift that is like of a trip of some sort, like a dream travel to an exotic, wonderful destination that you always wanted to go to. Some of you might be winning a lottery of a home, right? If you applied, if you signed up for something, you might be getting really good news of, it's yours, you got it. And you're getting, and it could be that there's someone in your life that is very important to you, that you're really influenced by. They're giving you their blessing for something. They're blessing decision, your choice, your chosen spouse, whatever the case is. You might be getting a promotion, a really, really meaningful promotion. This is just a wonderful, fortunate reading. This is a really good month for you, Aquarius. This full moon is going to be very, very blessed. There are 2 cards here to symbolize the sign of Aries. So you might be dealing with an Aries, or you have strong Aries placement in your chart. And with the Wheel of Fortune, there's something to do with really fast moving change, a positive one. Okay, we still have the 4 of Wands and the Emperor here, but really positive turn of events. Very fortunate. Okay, I've been reiterating for 5 minutes. Next. Good luck, Aquarius, and congratulations, whatever the celebration is. Next is Pisces. Pisces for August. We have the Chariot and 5 of Cups and Queen of Wands. Okay. Pisces, someone is like kind of forcing you out of a rut of some sort. You're gonna come really strong and really assertive. I mean, like, okay, get out of bed, or let's go do something fun, or enough with this cycle that you've been in. Let's remind you of how talented and amazing and special you are. Right? It's they're kind of forcing you out of your own shell, or out of your own depression, or kind of grief, depending. And they're bringing out the spice in you, and the fun in you, and the Pollyanna in you. Their energy is very infectious and very um, positive and inspiring and strong, and they're not taking no for an answer. And I feel like you're surrounded with good friends who are supporting you and are creating a really positive experience for you for this month of August, where even if you're sad, you don't have time to think about it, or they're doing some things that are so positive and thoughtful, um, that it really takes your mind off of it. Um, and you're being reminded on how to use your brain, your mind, in a way that is more beneficial for you. Um, you might feel inspired to have a creative um, adventure and express your talent in some way. And I think it's gonna be really exciting, um, if you just allow it, if you just let it. Someone is winning for you, and they're giving you the trophy, and you're like, wait, I didn't earn this. This is your trophy. And they're like, no, I did this for you. Here, take, enjoy. I won this prize because I wanted you to have it. Very generous energy, incredibly generous. You either have incredible friends or incredible partner, incredible family members. I see more than one person. Um, just let them uplift you, Pisces. Good luck. Okay, awesome. I like that. Next is Aries. Hey, Aries. Okay, message for my beautiful Aries seeker for the month of August. What's going on with you, Aries? What's going on with you? What's going on for you? First card out, Queen of Pentacles. second card. Okay, now cards for Aries for August. Knight of Pentacles. So there's either a Taurus or a very strong earth sign. Both of these. So Queen of Pentacles is a Taurus. The Knight of Pentacles can be any earth sign. Because in this deck specifically we see the cow, I will go more with the Taurus. It could be a person, energy. Maybe you have Taurus in your chart. One more card. And 10 of Cups. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's beautiful. All right, there is someone in your life who is unapologetically themselves. They're like not even trying to pretend like they're trying to be apologetic because they don't see the merit in it and they don't see the value in it. Why would they? There's something very giving and generous and grounded about this. I see these two as a pair, as a couple, especially because of 10 of Cups, which symbolizes happily ever after. You know, it's the fairy tale. You're blessed with a very positive, profound connection. Now, if I didn't have the 10 of Cups here, I would say, okay, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's an allyship or whatever, but the 10 of Cups doesn't really leave room for it's very romantic. With the Knight of Pentacles, I would say that this month brings an opportunity with it. And the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, you know, as positive as they are, they tend to be slow. They tend to be very slow. So maybe the cups here are trying to usher a more fluid experience to this because it's earth. It's solid, it's real, it's tangible, but it needs water in order to move, to develop. The 10 of Cups is like the highest embodiment of the suit of water in the tarot. So it's like almost like holy water, especially with Queen of Pentacles, which is like very the promised land, right? Taurus, you know. Israel is the promised land and it's a Taurus. It's interesting. So something when I said holy water, something to do with okay, that's where I'm supposed to focus on. Okay, so healing water, blessing water, blessed water. I don't know, maybe you want to give this person water, like maybe specifically water that is imbued with a blessing or with some healing energy. Maybe they are in water. Sorry, this kind of left the cards and now it's in the channel mode. So I'm trying to process what I'm getting because I don't really understand how I can connect the holy water to this. I'm trying to kind of find that bridge. Drink water. Well, everybody needs to drink clean, holy water. There it is. It will help you see clearly. Okay, is that it? Is that the message? I'm really drawn to the animals. I'm drawn to the cow here and to the snake here. She is not threatened by this snake whatsoever. It's like not even, she's like with one of her hands, she's leaning on it. It's almost like, and of course, he's not threatened by the cow. The cow is helping him, it's like letting him ride. Um, and there's these mermaids, like very, very little mermaid coming up to support. A lot is coming through from this reading, and I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to connect the dots. Um, this coin that she's holding, I'm picking up that it's the same coin on this cow's head, like the third eye. It's not just sacred water, it's also a sacred cow. Okay, what is it saying though about this reading? How is it connecting to the reading? I don't understand. Maybe it's for some of you to understand. Maybe you'll understand what it means. Maybe it means certain things for maybe maybe whoever this is for will understand what I'm saying or what it means. Just staring at it like, oh, good. Oh, I just noticed there's a baby. I did not even know that they were holding a baby. I just noticed it. Someone might be getting pregnant. There it is. There's pregnancy on the horizon. We're now in August. I'm doing something for August. So Pisces season is coming through and Taurus season is coming through. So March and May. So you might have a birth in Taurus season, end of April/May. If you'll try to conceive now this month. So those of you who are trying to conceive, I see success here, and either a regular birth for a Taurian baby or an early birth. For some of you, it's going to be like an early birth, like in the 7th month for whatever reason, and they're going to be a Piscean. So specific. I don't. Thank you, Spirit. I don't judge the messages. I just relay. Good luck. Who's next? Oh, Taurus is next. Okay, Taurus. I have no idea how Aries. I don't know how you're supposed to implement the sacred water, the sacred cow, all of that. Just take what you need, leave the rest. Okay, Taurus. Okay. Is everybody still here? How are you guys doing? Ready for Taurus? No, you're not. Here I come. Taurus. What? A different deck. Okay. So a different deck. No, same deck for okay. Maybe we'll change for Gemini. Message for Taurus for this coming month of August, please. Hi, Ush, the sun. That's wonderful. Good to see for you, Taurus. Ooh, wow. And the High Priestess and 5 of Wands. Okay. 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 This makes me want to smoke a cigarette. I haven't smoked in a decade. I don't smoke. I don't recommend smoking, but it makes me want to roll a cigarette and smoke it. I don't know. The energy of this is a little bit. I just need a moment. Okay. The Sun, the High Priestess, and Five of Wands. Taurus, you come through very strongly as the High Priestess here. And I think with the Five of Wands, I think there's competition over you. There's some either competing people or competing forces. They're competing over your attention, over your choice, over you. Okay. I don't know why I feel like I want to wear a hat. I don't know. There we go. Maybe I'll stop driving you crazy with my hair if I'll just wear a hat. Don't judge me. I hear you judging me. Don't you judge me. I can't fix my hair because the mirror is opposite. I can't. That's funny. Taurus, be patient. Don't be a brat. Sorry. You good now? This is driving me nuts because it's like, I'm gonna put this here. Okay, and then I'm gonna there. Okay, Taurus, there's competition over you. You are in high demand. You are very wise in the way you are dealing with this. It's almost like you're juggling this without juggling this with no effort. The Sun card here. Okay, so this is how it looks. These are the people who want your attention and competition over you, and this is the Sun. Okay, who's gonna win? Gee, I wonder. This dude or this dudette, whatever. They're a bird, apparently. Everyone's competing over you, and the winner would be a bird. Okay, or they have a head of a bird, and they're coming on a boat, or they have a boat. I don't know. But there is a boat because Five of Wands also has the archetype of a boat. This is the story of Yason and the Golden Fleece and Medea, who was a seer, a priestess. She had the gift of sight, of wisdom. However, she was cursed with having people not believe her messages. So eventually, Yason was in love with her, was with her, but he did not heed her warnings about the things she sees and knows. And eventually, what happened is that his ship drowned. But maybe if the Sun, which is awareness and truth, will have the wisdom to listen to the High Priestess' wisdom, then they'll be the one to win her. He or she, they who would heed your wisdom and your sight and honor that are the ones to be able to honor Spirit and God. Because your gifts are not yours, they are from the divine given to you, right? So when someone denies your gift, they're denying the divine that gave you those gifts. You're just a conduit, right? We're all just conduits. So they who recognize that, understands that you're the real thing, hence, and when I say the real thing, it's not to put anyone on a pedestal. You're honest, you're sincere, you're open, hence the divine is able to operate through you, right? So when someone recognizes that about you, it means they're able to recognize the divine in you, making them worthy of you. Gosh, that was a message. And you know this. So you just sit with ease in this month. You're reading a book, you're doing your thing, okay? As people are kind of like losing their mind and acting all weird and unwise and showing their true colors. And you're allowing to someone to showcase their wisdom by honoring your wisdom, and then it will just kind of be chosen by the two of you. Ooh. Is it love? Could be. Is it, an incredible work opportunity? Could be. Could be anything. Right? Depends on you. Depends on your situation. But either way, Taurus, very cool. Let me know if you resonated. Okay. I feel like we need to go back to the first deck that we started with, the Golden Universal Tarot for Gemini. Let's do it. How far are we on? We have Gemini left. We're doing now, and then Cancer. And we already did Leo. Whoa! So Gemini, Cancer, and Ophiuchus. 3 more readings. Nice. Good job, guys. Thank you for holding on. How are you doing? Gemini for August. Oh, Jenny. What movie should I watch today? Hey, The Wheel of Fortune. Hey, guys, if you have a good movie recommendation and you're watching this live, let me know. So, Gemini, Wheel of Fortune. 2 more. Two more for Gemini. 6 of Pentacles. Fortunate. Very fortunate combination. Very good luck. Okay, 1 more. Tell us more about this from Gemini for August. 8 of Swords. Okay, Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. Gemini, be careful of having something extremely fortunate and blessed given to you, or encountering, and then treating it with 8 of Swords, like, analysis paralysis. That's the best way to capture the 8 of Swords, that ends up capturing the one who does it. Analysis paralysis, overthinking, judgment. Swords, very much, it's the analytical mind, right? But it's a shadow aspect of the mind. It's not the high mind. It's the lower mind. It's like being so entrenched in your own ways of thinking that you're completely missing out on this fortune. 6 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. With the Wheel of Fortune with the 6 of Pentacles becomes very literal, right? It could be winning money. It could be winning the perfect person, the perfect situation, sudden luck out of the blue, or something very fated that is very, very divine and positive, that is playing out in a tangible human way. But I see you preventing yourself the joy of it. And that's a choice. That's a choice of your mind. So, I would say think about it, but that's exactly what you're not supposed to do. Don't think about it. Let it swoosh, Swish you off your feet. Let it swish you. Let it gift you. This could be turning down a gift from a place of some sort of reason or judgment. But this gift is from divine powers, right? From angels. What are you doing here? She's imprisoning herself with all these swords. No one is holding these swords. It's a choice. So Gemini, something very fortunate and very beautiful wants to be given to you or surround you, and you might be tempted to disown it or to dismiss it or to neglect it or whatever applies because of analysis paralysis and overthinking and overjudgment. So keep that in mind and make your free choice. All right. Great. Cancer. Thank you for your patience. Cancer, you have Jupiter in your sign. There's a conjunction and Venus in your sign. There's going to be a conjunction between the two this month. 14 degrees Cancer. That's an incredibly fortunate energy to have. Sorry, I wasn't focused. I didn't know. It's incredibly fortunate energy to have, but it can also be excess in spending. So be cautious if you have the tendency to that. Okay. Now, Cancer for August. Hope you had a lovely birthday season, by the way. First card out, Two of Swords. And Five of Swords. And King of Pentacles. Okay. Cancer, I see that there's some sort of conflict that you have with someone in your life. It feels like you're turning your back to each other. There's no communication. There's stubbornness on both sides. You're both very much in your position. It's a kind of a lose-lose situation. It's a very kind of a weird situation. I'm not sure why it's happening. Sorry with the light. I'm trying to figure out what is the best lighting for you guys to. Okay, that's better. I think it's something that you feel like you can't bridge. Like it's just a profound disagreement. And it's kind of a lose-lose situation. Interesting. You know what this is about. I'm not like surprising you. The thing about Jupiter and Venus conjunction, it's like Jupiter is also a very truthful energy. It's like you're seeing things. If there were things that you allowed to be kept in the shadows, you kind of allowed yourself to look past, ignore, be like, it's okay. There's all this other stuff that are great, so I can just look at the bigger picture. But it's becoming so loud and so evident, and some of you have been looking away from something that has been going on around you or by a person in your life. You've been kind of like ignoring to avoid conflict maybe, or to avoid rocking the boat, but it's like it's reaching a culmination where you're like, something has to be done. You just don't know what. And it feels very frustrating, but you're starting to wake up from the mindset of turning a blind eye or looking away or um, not saying anything. I feel like, this King of Pentacles is in a position of power of some sort. They're a king. And they have some sort of influence that, or power, and you feel like, what can you do? What should you do? It's a very frustrating, I feel like a sense of hope, feeling helpless, feeling like you don't know what to do. Um, any advice or anything else you can tell beautiful Cancer seekers? Eight of Pentacles. One more. Too much. One more. And the Hangman. Okay. I feel like during the month of August, you're taking the attitude of keeping your head down, minding your business, at least so you say to yourself, but it doesn't change the perspective of the Hangman that you're having, that there's some sort of sacrifice that you're making to do with something higher, right? The Hangman is an incredibly spiritual card, and you feel like keeping your head down and doing the work just doesn't work for you anymore, because there's this profound sense of sacrifice and wrongdoing, or it's not in alignment. Like, it doesn't feel good. So that's what I feel like I don't see a resolve to this in the month of August. This could be a very tricky situation. But awareness is the first most meaningful step. Stepping out of, being blindfolded, either by choice or not by choice, but stepping out into the limelight of awareness, even if it's uncomfortable and feels upside down, at least there's light surrounding your mind. There's awareness, right? So that's the first step. And I'm not getting an answer, so I think it's something that you're feeling called to find within your heart, within yourself, right? I'm sorry, that my answer is that I can't give you an answer. My answer is that it's yours to find or to figure out. It feels very spiritual, so good luck. Oh my God, what's with the sun in my eye? Can you see me? Can barely see you guys. Okay. For not Scorpio, for Ophiuchus, which is a energy of Scorpio and Sag, you're gonna get me looking all funny, but okay. Hi, Ophiuchus. This is the last reading for this reading. Thank you so much for staying tuned until now. If you're new and you lasted this far, you love me, or at the very least, you like me. So show it. Let me know who you are, where you're tuning in from. Just, introduce yourself. Happy to meet you in the comments. And join the shift. You're already a part of the shift by watching this reading up until now. So you may as well solidify it by saying hi and subscribing if you're into that. Okay. King of Wands, first card out for Ophiuchus. Star sticker 13. Maybe you're not Ophiuchus, but you just want another reading as an opportunity to resonate with something. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, everyone in the chat for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you. Sending you many blessings and love. Two more cards for Ophiuchus. Queen of Cups. Ooh, they feel so sexy. Oh my God, this is such a sexy couple. Uber sexy vibe. One more card. And Judgment. Okay. So you might be, what's the word? what I forget a word. You're telling everyone, you're telling people that you're in a relationship with this person. You're either the King of Wands or the Queen of Cups. You're introducing your person to your environment. You're acknowledging that you're together. You're either committing to one another or expressing commitment between yourselves and to the world. It's just a realization that this is your person, that you're together. I can't see anything. Oh my God. Can you see me? I know you can see me, but it's like I feel like I look. What's with the sun? The sun is out. The truth is out. You're declaring it. Okay, you're declaring um this person to your family, to your environment, um to yourself. I don't know, but it's very transformative and very intense, and this person is bringing out a lot out of you from within you. It's almost like it's a revival of some sort, um, bringing you back to life. I'm hearing it's like you feel alive again. This person makes you feel alive. It makes you feel revived. And sorry for the. I'm just the sun is so much in my eyes that I can't even. It's hysterically funny. Um, okay, I'll just lower my gaze to the cards. You might be confessing your feelings to this person, or this person is confessing their feelings to you. Crown and Chrome, you keep writing as if I know you. Let's reconnect and all stuff like that. I don't know you, so I'm not sure why you would say that. I appreciate the blessings and the well wishes and write back at you, but you're insinuating that we know each other and we don't know each other. Nothing personal. It's not. I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's just the truth. So I find it interesting. But all the best, you know. Um, and I'm really drawn to the robes that they're wearing. It's almost like you're crowning each other. Okay, you're my king, you're my queen. And there's pregnancy here as well. Which other sign had pregnancy in the cards? Oh, Taurus. Um, but there's exposure. Maybe you've kept your relationship a secret or like hidden for some reason. And now you're coming out with it. Yay! Congratulations. Okay, guys, if you want any services or more information, check out the description box. Everything is there. I am grateful for you. Thank you so much to my channel members. Check out Tier Golden Ratio for all of the Tarot Masterclass, all the 90 pre-recorded classes to teach you how to be a Tarochi, but also a spiritual teacher via the Tarot. And what else? I don't know. Be good, you know? Be true, stay magic, stay free, stay true. I hope you know that I love you spiritually, all of you. Even though I can't look in the camera right now and you're only seeing my hat. Um, I feel like there's something I need to say. I just don't know what. That's it. I just love you. I love you. Bye. Stay wonderful. Ciao.